Have you ever pondered the mystical connection between mathematics, nature, and spirituality? It's a fascinating intersection of realms that often goes unnoticed. You see, there's a hidden world all around us, a world characterized by a divine form of mathematics that underpins the very fabric of existence. This isn't the mundane arithmetic we grappled with in school, no. This is sacred geometry, a realm where numbers and shapes take on a profound significance, revealing patterns that resonate on a deeply spiritual level. A prime example of this divine mathematics is the Fibonacci sequence, a simple series of numbers that intriguingly echoes throughout nature. And then there's the golden ratio, an awe-inspiring mathematical constant that seems to define beauty itself. These are not mere numbers or formulas, they are cosmic codes, intricate patterns woven into the tapestry of reality. As we venture further, prepare to have your mind expand with the beauty of this mathematical mystery. The Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers that has captivated minds for centuries, was first introduced to the Western world by Leonardo of Pisa, known as Fibonacci. A mathematical maestro, Fibonacci was born around 1170, and he traveled extensively through the Mediterranean world, learning from the leading Arabic mathematicians of his time. In 1202, Fibonacci returned to Pisa and spent the next 2 decades compiling his mathematical knowledge into a book, Liber Abaci, or Book of Calculation. This book, one of the most comprehensive mathematical works of the Middle Ages, introduced Europe to the Hindu-Arabic numeral system we use today. But among the many treasures found within Liber Abaci, one that truly stood out was a certain sequence. It started with 0 and 1, and each subsequent number was the sum of the 2 before it. This was the Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci presented this sequence in the context of a thought experiment about rabbit populations. Imagine, he said, a pair of rabbits that produces another pair each month, and each new pair begins reproducing after its 2nd month of life. How many pairs of rabbits would there be after a year? The answer to this question, strangely enough, was the Fibonacci sequence. The 1st month would see 1 pair, the 2nd month 2 pairs, the 3rd month 3 pairs, and so forth, with each month seeing a number of rabbit pairs that was the sum of the 2 previous months. The Fibonacci sequence was not just a mathematical curiosity. Its numbers reflected the natural growth patterns seen in many forms of life, from rabbit populations to the spirals of sunflower seeds. It was a sequence that seemed to dance with the rhythm of life itself. Thus, the Fibonacci sequence, an intriguing series of numbers, was born from a simple question about rabbits. But the Fibonacci sequence's enchantment doesn't stop at rabbits. It dances with the rhythm of the universe itself. From the spiraling galaxies in the cosmos to the delicate petals of a sunflower, the Fibonacci sequence is omnipresent, weaving its mathematical magic in the fabric of nature. It's as if this sequence of numbers has been chosen to choreograph the dance of life, the dance of the universe. Take a moment to visualize the galaxies. Their arms curve outward in a spiral pattern, mimicking the Fibonacci spiral, a pattern that emerges when squares with sides equal to each term of the Fibonacci sequence are drawn adjacent to each other. This grand cosmic ballet is not confined to the celestial bodies alone. It resonates with the very flora that carpets our planet. Look at the sunflower. The number of petals it has is typically either 55 or 89, both numbers in the Fibonacci sequence. It's not just a random occurrence, but a pattern that repeats in the heart of nature across diverse species and phenomena. Or consider the humble pine cone. Look closely and you'll notice the spirals curving left and right. Count them, and you'll find they too adhere to the Fibonacci numbers. The same mystical mathematics is at play in the branching of trees, the arrangement of leaves on a stem, the fruitlets of a pineapple, the flowering of an artichoke, and the unfurling of a fern. This fascinating number sequence is not merely a mathematical curiosity. It suggests an inherent order, a fundamental pattern that governs the workings of the universe. It's as if nature has a preferred set of numbers, a secret code that it uses to shape everything from the stars in the sky to the flowers in the garden. So, do we live in a universe that dances to the tune of the Fibonacci sequence? It appears so. From the vastness of space to the minute details of life on Earth, this sequence of numbers whispers its presence. It's a silent symphony, a dance of numbers that unfolds in every corner of the universe. The Fibonacci sequence, it seems, is the universe's chosen choreography. From this sequence springs forth another marvel, the golden ratio, a divine proportion that artists, architects, and musicians have revered throughout history. The golden ratio, often symbolized by the Greek letter phi, is a mathematical constant approximately equal to 1.618. It is derived when a line is divided into two parts, in such a way that the whole length divided by the longer part is also equal to the longer part divided by the shorter part. Remarkably, this proportion is what we find when we divide any two consecutive terms in the Fibonacci sequence. This divine proportion, with its intrinsic beauty, has been harnessed by human creativity across the ages. From the pyramids of Egypt to the Parthenon in Greece, from the works of Leonardo da Vinci to the compositions of Mozart, the golden ratio has found a home. It's hidden in the spiral of a seashell, in the branching of trees, and even in the arrangement of our very own DNA. In the realm of the arts, it has been used to create balance and harmony. The Vitruvian Man, a masterpiece by Leonardo da Vinci, is a perfect example. The positioning and proportion of the human form in this piece are in accordance with the golden ratio. Similarly, the Parthenon in Athens, a masterpiece of ancient architecture, also incorporates this divine proportion in its design. But why? Why this particular proportion? It's because the golden ratio is believed to be the most aesthetically pleasing proportion to the human eye. It's a pattern that we are unconsciously drawn to, a pattern that resonates with us on a deep, perhaps even spiritual level. In music, the golden ratio is found in the structure of compositions, creating a balance between tension and release, between harmony and dissonance. It's as if this divine proportion is a universal language that speaks directly to our senses, our emotions, and our intellect. The golden ratio, in its silent symmetry, whispers the language of beauty and balance, a language that is embedded in the fabric of the universe and in the depths of our collective human consciousness. It's a divine proportion that continues to inspire, to mystify, and to captivate us all. In the dance of the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio, we find a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, a testament to the sacred geometry that underpins our reality. Here we immerse ourselves in the profound concept of sacred geometry, a philosophy embracing the belief that geometric patterns, mathematical ratios, and spatial forms are central to the design of the universe. This principle, ancient yet timeless, suggests that the universe and everything within it follows a divine blueprint, a cosmic order governed by mathematics and geometry. It's a concept that has been revered by philosophers, mathematicians, and spiritual seekers throughout history, from the ancient Greeks to the great minds of the Renaissance, and even in today's cutting-edge fields of quantum physics and cosmology. Now, you might ask, how do the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio fit into this grand scheme? Well, they are, in fact, the perfect embodiment of this sacred geometry. The Fibonacci sequence, with its simple rule of each number being the sum of the two preceding ones, creates an elegant dance of numbers, a sequence that can be seen in the spirals of a sunflower, the branching of trees, or the spiraling galaxies far out in the cosmos. The golden ratio, derived from this sequence, is a mathematical constant, approximately 1.618, a number that is believed to be the key to the universe's symmetry and harmony. This ratio is found everywhere, from the proportions of the human body to the structure of crystals, from the layout of ancient pyramids to the composition of Renaissance paintings. So, in essence, the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio are not just mathematical curiosities, they are the very language of the universe, a code written into the fabric of reality, a bridge between the physical world we can touch and the spiritual realm we sense. From the petals of a flower to the galaxies spiraling in space, the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio reveal a divine order, a mathematical melody whispering the secrets of the universe. Our journey into the realm where mathematics, nature, and spirituality intertwine has been nothing short of mystical. In this voyage, we've unearthed the Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers that starts with 0 and 1, and each subsequent number is the sum of the two preceding ones. We've discovered its uncanny presence in nature, from the spiral of galaxies to the petals of a flower, and even in the proportions of the human body. We've delved into the golden ratio, a divine proportion that emerges when two quantities have the same ratio as the ratio of their sum to the larger of the two quantities. This omnipresent ratio is found in architecture, art, and even in our DNA. We've also explored the spiritual significance of these mathematical wonders, how they serve as a bridge between the physical and the spiritual, and their role in our understanding of the universe. As we conclude, remember the universe is a symphony, and mathematics, the language it whispers, the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio are but verses in this cosmic song.